Bienvenidos al siguiente capítulo de Chatting with Celiacs, que como veréis seguimos Milena y yo, porque de hecho esto se grabó cuando ellas vinieron aquí a Barcelona para grabar los episodios que estamos compartiendo ahora mismo. Y aunque la charla que voy a compartir hoy no tenía que compartirse así, porque querían ser stories cortos sobre preguntas de Gluten Free Adventures para conocerme un poco mejor a mí y demás, pero como sabéis me gusta mucho hablar y me enrollé muchísimo y al final decidimos hacer un vídeo conjunto en el que seguíamos hablando de nuestras aventuras sin gluten por el mundo. Pues eso es lo que os comparto hoy. Así que, como decía antes, no me enrollo más y os dejo con el vídeo. Y en el vídeo de Chatting with Celiacs de la semana que viene, que va a ser el último con Milena, de momento, ella nos va a resumir su experiencia en Barcelona y lo que cree que puede adaptarse en Serbia para que los celíacos vivamos mejor allí. ¡Vamos!
Time for some questions and answers for Santi.
Let's go.
The part which is most amazing for me is Gluten Free Adventures.
Yes, thank you.
Can you tell me how it all started?
It all started with a dream of traveling the world and sharing my experience eating gluten-free all over because it started in 2014, so it's been now almost 8 years, yeah, and I just wanted to travel and share my experience so other celiacs could find it easier to travel, because in all my trips I just had to find my way without a lot of information. There was, but it was not easy to find, so I just tried to make things easier and just share.
And you did.
Thank
And you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Next one, it's
Okay.
of course connected to the Gluten Free Adventures. Everything will be, because
Yes.
I love Gluten Free Adventures so much. How many countries have you visited?
Okay, so far I've been in 35 countries, okay? But I mean, it's not, this doesn't mean that I have visited them all or as deep as I would like, so for sure I will go back to some of them or most of them. But in my checklist there are so many others, so I think I
Will you
make
visit
a-
again Serbia?
That's for
That's
sure.
most important for
That's
me.
for sure, especially after what you showed me about the nature.
Ah.
I want to be there. Yeah.
We have a lot of gems to offer.
Yes. So yeah, a lot to visit yet.
Which country was your favorite one, the easiest one to find gluten-free options and just mingle with the people
I
over
think
there?
of all the 35 countries I've been in,
Yes.
Spain is the best. But there are many others where I have enjoyed a lot, like Italy, Austria, Serbia. But I would say Spain is the one that it's easier and people is more conscious of celiac disease.
When speaking about supermarkets, both as restaurants and
In supermarkets, I think all Europe is more or less at the same level. But in terms of restaurants, I think Spain has the greatest offer.
this is like a must question.
Yeah.
Whenever we travel, we have a kind of a risk of cross-contamination. So, have you had any bad experiences, and where?
Yeah, so let's say I have had two really bad contaminations. One was in France in 2017, I think it was. I was there in an exhibition in Paris, and I think I was contaminated almost every day. Actually, I stopped eating and I ate only cookies from the supermarket that were
Oh.
a safe option. And I lost 5 kilos in 4 days. That was really bad. Then another one was in Turkey. That it was a few months ago that I had a really strong contamination too. 5 days really bad with stomachache and all the symptoms associated with gluten. And then in the United States, they didn't do it very well either, I think, according to my experience. But because I have had these 3 bad experiences in these countries, this doesn't mean that everywhere they do it
Yes, of
wrong.
course.
So I will for sure go back to France. Actually, I did, and in my website you can find some really nice experiences in Paris, in Avignon, and other areas. In Turkey, I have not had the chance to come back, but I will for sure repeat. And in the United States, I have had very bad moments, but also very good moments. So at the end, this doesn't mean don't go there or be careful there. It's just be comprehensive and try to explain things good or better than I did.
And so you have gluten-free cards on your website,
Yes.
which are very useful.
Mhm.
But do you have some extra tip or advice for celiacs when they are giving instructions to the waiter? What are the things to be careful? Spices maybe or something like that?
Yeah, depending on the country, like in Serbia, you
Yes.
warned me about
Yes.
Vegeta, I think it's
Yes.
called. And I think that the best tools to use for traveling gluten-free are the celiac travel cards, that you can find them in my website, but there are other websites where they also have celiac cards. I like mine because these are translated by local people, like you helped me a lot with Serbian, for example. But other tips, it's hard to say, because at the end it's not only about how you want to communicate, but it's how they receive this communication.
Yes.
And at the end, if the waiter is not comprehensive, maybe he will not pass the message to the cook on the right way. But I would say the gluten-free travel card or the restaurant card, patience, a lot of patience, and asking other celiacs. It's not that much about the restaurant, but looking for experience of other people there. There are some groups like Celiac Youth of Europe that they help a lot for traveling around Europe, and then just looking for reviews also in Google. For example, I leave a lot of reviews in Google, and I would like other celiacs do the same, because at the end this is the only way of work that this can work,
Of
helping each
collaboration
other.
between, yes, yes, I agree. What is your next travel destination?
That's a tricky question, because I have a lot of countries in my mind, but probably my next trip will be again in Morocco for New Year's Eve. I've been traveling there for almost the past 8 years since I started with Gluten Free Adventures, and it's a great place to travel to. And then a big trip is coming that I will disclose very soon. Yeah, you know.
Can't wait! Santi Working is one guy.
Yes.
Santi Gluten Free Adventures is the other guy. But what is the Passionate Santi?
The Passionate Santi is more the Gluten Free Adventures one than the working one, of course. But I could summarize my questions in 3 mainly. That it's travel, eating, and driving. This combined is Gluten Free Adventures.
And can you tell us more about the third one? Driving? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, as you could see in my Instagram or in my post, I like driving off-road, and I like driving in the mountain and in the desert also. That is where I feel more alive. So yeah, off-road and long kilometers, yeah, long trips.
Great. These are great adventures.
Yeah.
Where people can see these adventures, part of them. You
Part.
driving through through the desert and everything.
So these adventures could be seen in my Instagram profiles, gluten-free_adventures or Rolling with Vicky. That is also one of my vehicles, and Jolly Jumper is the other, the Toyota. And also in my YouTube channel, which is the name of Gluten Free Adventures, and in my website.
Thank you, Santi, for sharing everything with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking.